Hey guys, this is Adam with Thoroughbred Diesel. Just wanted to do a real quick video today to actually compare the CTS2 and the CS2 monitors from Edge Performance products. Now we're just doing this on the Insight, the monitoring portion. Please do keep in mind that the functions we're going to talk about today should pretty much stay the same, whether you get an evolution with a CTS2 or an evolution with a CS2, and the same thing goes with the Edge Juice with Attitude. So we're really just focusing on the monitor today. Now, both of these monitors start out of the package with a lot of the same features. So we'll go over those real quick because, like I said, the main thing I want to show you is the difference. So we're not going to cover all the bells and whistles and every little nook and cranny that Edge is going to tell you that these things have. We really just want to point out the differences and show you the functional differences when you're using them. So obviously things in common, both have color screens. They both have multiple gauge screen layouts. You can actually get in and customize the picture of the background. They both utilize the new HDMI style power. They're both going to be able to use all of the EAS systems, with the exception of the video camera, which only works on the CTS2. I don't know if that's technically an EAS system, but as far as your sensors go, they're all going to hook up the exact same way. Both of these have the ability to switch between US and metric units. They have the ability to record records, to do data logs. You can set user audible alert settings, and they both have the performance testing features on them as well. The other thing I do want to point out on this, a lot of people don't talk about this, but I think it's important, especially if you're like me and you get annoyed with a lot of screens while you're driving down the road. Both of these do have sensors built into them so that when you turn the lights off, they will actually start dimming. Now, bear with this a little bit because part of what's going to take a little bit here is the actual camera to adjust. But if you look at now versus when I first turned the light off, it has actually dimmed. You're still seeing it. The computer glare over to the right side of the screen here is still lighting up a little bit, but you can see it. You'll really see it when I turn it back on here. Really pay attention to the CS2, the smaller monitor. You'll really notice it with the angle of it, the way it's pointing to the camera. So let's talk about the differences. The CTS2, which is this one right here, let's start off with the most obvious thing. The T stands for touch screen. Now this is pressure touch, which means you actually have to apply pressure in order for it to activate. Now you will also hear a little audible beep that kind of lets you know that you have pressed it hard enough, and then it will click on to the next item. So let's talk about the color touch screen. Let's get it back to the home. These are both in demo mode, just set up on my desk. They do run a little glitchy sometimes in demo mode. But now, as I said a second ago, the CTS2 has a built-in port on the back that if you do want to add the video camera portion to it, you can. That is not an available option on the CS2 here. The CTS2 has a 5-inch screen. I don't remember if I said that or not, but you can tell compared to the CS2 here on the right, it is quite a bit bigger screen. The actual size of the screen is like 2.5 inches. I measured it earlier, but I'll hold a ruler up here so you can see. And bear with me, I'm looking through a camera and trying to do this at the same time. So it's right at 2.5 inches by about 4.25, if I believe. So that's your dimensions. Obviously the 5-inch screen comes from the diagonal, just like your TV would measure. The CS2 is the same way. It is actually 1 inch and 3/16, I believe, by about 1 inch and 3/4. So almost 2 inches. And it boasts a 2.4 inch screen overall. So I kind of want to show you a little bit of the functionality differences and how they work. Obviously the CS2 it's not touchscreen, so it's going to have a set of buttons. Here you have a home button, you have a 4-way directional D-pad, and this is actually an enter button. If you're like me, when you first looked at it, I thought it was a back button, but that's actually an enter button. Now, both of these screens can be customized, like I said, in the background. What most people want to customize, though, is the layout of the actual gauge systems themselves. So we'll go over that real quick. You press this bottom arrow right there to bring up the menu, and I've brought up the menu by pressing the home button over here on the CS2, and you can see the menus are the same items, just a different presentation of them. Obviously the CTS2 has some images to go along with it, a little bit quicker to see if you're driving or anything like that, you were trying to log something, but every functionality this menu is also on the CS2. So what we really want to focus on, I think, as far as what you all will want to see, will be probably the layouts. So I'm going to click layout here, and I'm also going to go down to screen layout. Well, it's on screen layout, so I'm just going to select the screen layout there. And as you can see, both the CTS2 and the CS2 have two saved layouts, I guess, as stored layouts, whatever you want to refer to them as. They have two layouts that you can have ready to go at all times on your monitor that you can switch back and forth. I'm going to actually go down here, and this will be kind of, if you want to see how to do this, but it's how you change layouts. I want to select the different layouts. Now, one thing that's different is the CTS2 has a different number of potential layouts. So the CTS2 has 6 different styles of layouts, whereas the CS2, as you can see over here, it only has 4 different versions of layouts there. So the one I really want to show you on both of these is going to be the digital, because it is the maximum number of gauges on each one, and that is an important feature that a lot of people want to know. So, and I think I already have this selected, so I'm just going to hit, I messed that up, bear with me 1 second, and digital, and then we're going to select layout 2. I'm messing up, sorry guys, I did that incorrectly. So we're going to go back to the home page. So now we're going to cycle to layout 2 by pressing the over button. So just how you saw me cycle through that. Now we have the digital layout on both gauges. This layout provides the most number of gauges possible for each of these 2 items. As you can see, there are 12 possible gauges on the CTS2, whereas there are only 6 possible gauges on the CS2. Now, the CTS2, one thing I think is nice about it is it's a little bit quicker to change a PID, they call these. If you want to, you just select the PID, you press it, and it's going to come up and say select new PID. Whereas on the CS2, if you want to change a PID, you've got to press the enter button. It's going to highlight these, and when you get to the one you want, you just simply hit enter again, and it will bring up select new PID. I guess I do need to mention, I didn't say it a second ago, but on the digital layout for the CS2, I know I said 6 gauges, but it does have the gear setting up here at the very top. If you see that little 0 up there, that is the gear setting. So maximum number of gauges again is 12 and 6. You can obviously cycle through different settings. A lot of people will keep 2 different settings. They'll keep one that is the digital setup where you can see the most number of gauges, and then they'll keep something a little simple. I don't know if you can pick it up on the screen, but there's actually arrows on each side of the CTS2 that allow you to cycle through your layouts. So we're going to go to the different layout. This might be a layout you would have that would be better for just everyday driving. Same thing for the CS2 here. So this has just been a real brief overview of these. Again, most of the features of these are the same. Biggest differences are the size of the screen and the fact that this one is touchscreen. A big difference that people are concerned about is that this one does allow for the video camera, although that's becoming less and less important with the prominence of backup cameras already coming standard in vehicles. And obviously the size of the screen also allows for more displayed gauges than the CS2 does. Guys, if you have any questions about Insights or any other Edge products, please don't hesitate to give us a call or leave a message in the comments. We'll be happy to answer them as best we can. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this, and make sure and follow us on all of our other social media. Thanks for watching.